Okay, so today we're going to do a backup of your database. We advise that you do this on a very regular basis, every few days or at least once a week. That way you'll never have to carry out a major retype of your clients and their invoices. So just get into a regular habit of doing that. So we're going to go into the settings tab. This brings up the settings window. Now, just very quickly, one thing and one of our new features we have, which is for storing client files individualized for each client. Now that can be images, PDFs, or whatever you like to save in the client's files. It's great for storing photographs actually. We use it for taking before and after photos, and sometimes when you've got an unusual client you just want to have proof there that you've done the job, and they get stored into their client file very quickly. It just takes a couple of seconds, and you've got that evidential proof and a record as well. So if they get a bit funny, then you can use that. But also, it's good to know what you can actually do before you go there. So as soon as you click the client screen and click their files, it gives you a preview of their photographs, and you can store them in subfolders. Have them in job date and what have you. So it's a brilliant feature that we really enjoy, and so do lots of other people. So this is just a path to where they will be saved in a compressed state. So they will be compressed down into a zip file to save space on your hard drives, which makes sense, of course. Now, by default, they're in my documents, but you can store them elsewhere on the backup by just clicking Other and then just browsing to where you would like them saved, all the time. I'm just going to leave it on my documents for now. Okay, so now we're going to carry out the traditional backup. I wouldn't advise doing create backup, because all that's going to do is just store the data on your current PC that you're using, where you've got Cleaners Mate installed. So now if you have a problem with your hard drive, well, it's not going to save, is it? You can have a problem retrieving that. So we'd always advise to save your data elsewhere, onto perhaps a memory stick or an external hard drive, for instance, and that's by clicking this button here. So it'd be Save Backup. Now, before we do that, you notice there's a new little box here that says Backup Files. Now this is for as I said to you earlier, the zipped file of their client, the client images and other files and folders that you want for them. So if you tick that box, then this will be all part of the backup. So now we're going to click Save Backup. It will now open a browsing window, and I haven't got my external hard drive here at the moment, so I can't go through that. But what you would normally do is, go into my computer and just click your external hard drive here, and then just name it and click Save. So let's just pretend we're in our external hard drive. I'm going to save it as backup 3 or something. We're just going to click Save, and it says database as backup has been created. But now what it's also doing is just compressing those images for all of your clients. And I don't worry too much, because what happens is when you do a system restore, database restore, it will put them all back into all of your clients, all individually. So don't worry, not just all in one folder. They just automatically just go back in. So I haven't really got any to compress down, but it says 8 files have been done. Now what it's doing, it's backing up this path here. This is where they're traditionally stored in the Cleaners Mate system, and it's actually backing it up to the same path name as your data backup, so they'll both be there in the same place. So it's going onto my desktop, because I clicked that earlier for my data backup. If you remember seeing that. So it just puts them both in the same place, which is fantastic, because you don't want them in separate places when you do a backup. We just click Close, click Save, and what I'll do is I'll just reduce this window, and you can see that they've just been saved now to my desktop, which I did earlier, back up there. So it's the compressed files for the photographs for all the clients, and the traditional data backup for all the data that you've got into the system. So that's how you do a backup, and that's the easy way of doing it. There's no other way of doing it, and I'm sure you'll have no problems whatsoever doing this on a very regular basis.